Hiya, it's Wendy Wisdom. Click like, click share. Listen up, guys. I want to talk about the 14-year-old teen in Georgia, Trinity. May God bless her soul, who was physically abused, spiritually broken, and wounded in a video where her father and stepmother tried to teach her a lesson about stealing and running away from home and lying and calling her stepmother a fat bitch. And so I just want to talk about that really quickly and give you guys a few wisdom keys, things to think about when you want to publicly shame your child. So the first thing is, please do not resort to public shaming. You cannot teach a child anything by humiliating them. That is not the way to go. You have so many children who are angry, who are broken, who don't respect adults, who are enraged, who are attacking children their age because they have so much pent up anger and rage within them because of how they're being treated and talked to behind closed doors. And so, a lot of times we hate to challenge other parents on what's actually going on, but I'm here to tell you a lot of this comes from how this child's being talked to and treated at home. Whenever you have a child that's in a loveless environment, you already know what you're creating: a very angry, hostile, hopeless, and very delinquent young child. So you don't need me to belabor that. Anyway, so the second thing is, guys, seek clinical intervention. There's some great programs. Search for whatever it is in your city, any community-based program. Talk to your children's doctors if they're having increased behavior issues. Also, you have to be honest about what could be causing behavior issues. Get your ego out the way, get your pride out the way. And I get it, you don't want anyone to think you're a bad parent or you made some mistakes. There's no such thing as a perfect parent. Get over it. You have to be honest about what your child could be experiencing and allow your child to tell you what they're experiencing without you attacking them, yelling, being defensive. You want them to heal, right? You want them to change their behavior, right? You want your child to be the best that they can be, right? Okay? So you would want them to be able to express themselves because the behavior of running away, stealing, lying, cursing, being disrespectful is only a symptom of a root problem. So there's something going on. And also, when it comes to seeking intervention, there's a lot of times that parents do this, and I see this as a social worker, so I'm telling you what I know. They drop kids off at therapy or to these different services. Here, you fix this child. Bruh, where you going? Ma'am, where you going? You need to participate in your child's therapeutic process. You need to do some work too. There's some communication skills you need to get. You need to learn to count to 10. You need to take some relaxation techniques. There's something you need to do as an individual and a family in order to kind of reduce this child's behavior, their grief, their tension, their heartbreak and rage, and these acting out behaviors. You can't just expect somebody to fix your child while you still acting like a child yourself. It's not going to work. The third thing is, be careful who you choose to have a child with. Because for me, as I watched that video, and I would never post it on my page because it's that toxic, and just even hearing it, I wouldn't look at some parts of it, especially when the stepmother hit the little girl in the face, when the father hit her in the face, the different curse words and disgusting language they use with the girl. I'm like, no wonder why she running away. Shit, I'm a grown woman and I wanted to run somewhere. Like, damn. But anyway, so so you have to be careful who you choose to have children with, because I'm not talking about the father or the stepmother as a whole person, but they made some horrible decisions in this video. They made horrible decisions. It showed me that their ability to handle stress is not real good. Their ability to challenge and work with a child who's having some behavior issues, they ain't got a clue how to do it. So what they did was they stooped to her level. They wanted to embarrass her and film and put it on social media. Like, how juvenile can you get? And so when I say be careful who you have children with, this father chose in that moment, I'm going to show my wife that she's more important than my daughter. You call my wife a fat AB, so I'm going to show my wife that she's more important. It's like, This wife, the way she spoke to this young lady, she's not a bonus mom in this moment. There was nothing nurturing or loving or kind about the venom that was coming out of this lady. This lady wants all of the father's attention. That's what it appeared to be in the video. And this lady, okay, when she hit that little girl in the face, I was done. That's not your child. I don't give a goddamn how you've been helping this child. You do not do that. And the fact that the father felt to protect this young lady because he himself was aggressive and, you know, attacking this young lady, he couldn't see it. So hopefully, although he got online afterwards, justified his actions, he failed to take any accountability. He failed to see that there was another way he could have handled it. He justified his behavior and he was like, look at my daughter, she's right here, she's good, right? And the fact that that little girl can still look so beautiful and smile, that tells me she's been going through this verbal abuse and this physical abuse for quite some time. So to her, this is just another day, child. Let's hurry up and get this over with. She's a little too stable. That this ain't the first time this has happened to her. And I get it. I get that Trinity, it does not appear that she's an angel, right? So she has some stuff going on with her. But there's always a reason, you know. And also, I think the stepmother said something about the young girl's mama not even wanting to be in her life. So she's being rejected from her mother not being in her life for whatever reason. That's traumatic, okay? Then you have a father who is letting you know, my wife is more important than you in this moment. It's more important for me to disrespect you because you disrespected my wife. So she got rejection coming from her, coming at her in all different directions. She's being emotionally abandoned by her parents. What do you think she's learning about what to expect from men by her daddy's behavior? What do you think she's expecting from women by her mother and her stepmother's behavior? And so I didn't want to do a video until I knew that the parents, the father and the wife was arrested, but I see that Deb Atney has stepped in. She has a little girl. Thank God for Deb. But I would just encourage Deb, don't think that you can handle or fix something in a 14-year-old who's been going through just a fraction of what we saw. She's been going through much more for the last 14 years. Maybe not all 14 years, but much more than we know. And so I would just encourage you to please let divine intervention, but also clinical intervention. This young lady needs a safe space. She needs an outlet. She needs somebody who can help her to kind of process and work through the things that she's gone through, because people are not going to let her forget this video. People are not going to let this little girl forget this video. People are not going to let this girl heal in peace. You know, because there's some people who are just being trifling about it right now. So I just pray that this young lady has a lot of support and nurturing people around her, because she needs it. And so the last thing I want to say is that when you have a situation where a child grows up, they're getting verbally abused, emotionally, physically, spiritually, they're being emotionally abandoned by living parents, okay, who are emotionally unavailable to them. They're more fixated with giving consequences than building a relationship, okay? This is why we have so many angry, broken adults getting together, having kids, and then you're mad at your kids because you resent the daddy or you resent the mama. It's a long line of generational trauma, and this is why you have to be careful about who you have kids with, because you end up regretting it, and then you make your kids suffer for your poor decisions, okay? So we have to make better choices. Just take your time. Slow down. And also let help in. Let your church help, and not just your church. Some clinical intervention or a trusted family member or a friend. Somebody to step in. That's what this little girl's going to need. She's going to need a whole community of people to love on her. And for the young lady, I tried my best not to say my personal opinions about your father and stepmother, because at the end of the day, they're still people. They need some help too. They need some love as well, and some clinical intervention. And I just pray that you know that although your parents may have had you, they cannot tell you who you are. You matter. You are worthy, honey. You are worthy no matter what comes out of this whole situation. I want you to believe in yourself. always affirm and validate yourself and tell yourself that you're beautiful and you love yourself every day, okay? Because only you can create the future that you deserve. Toodles.